Giving Garrett a huge shout out, and I gotta give Spiffy Duffy a shout out too. Yesterday on Trade the Close, Spiffy asked us to stay a little later for the Microsoft earnings, so Garrett and I were like, "Hells yeah!" Garrett, as he announced earlier in the morning show, did a spite trade because it didn't make any sense why Microsoft was jumping after it reported. Which, by the way, we were tracking using the volume profile. We were tracking Microsoft's breakout and breakdowns. Microsoft never got over the volume profile, just barely to the 200-day moving average, barely. But just tracking that, we never got over that area. Besides, Garrett was saying this thing should not pop. He did a spite trade on the QQQ, gave us a nice after 4 o'clock put to get into. Guys, please give Garrett a shout out and Spiffy a shout out, because we would not have that trade if we didn't stay after hours on Trade the Close. Looks like it's going to be a 100 to 300%er for you guys that got into this. Closers also got into some nice little shorting business right around here. If you know, you know. Closers, we're going to keep it tight, keep it in the circle. You know exactly why you were in that, according to, just a little intel and some classic volume profile Vaz toolkit action that we were getting into on a short there. But then after that, Garrett gave us a magnificent put there. Now, with that being said, let's just look at SPY. I know we have Rainbow asking about SPY. So SPY's popping up and down here. The real concern, it is holding support. I know that we're down right now. It is holding support. The real, the interesting area is this 395.70 level, right around this node. Breaking that, there was a huge thin zone thanks to our magnificent day that we had on Friday, January 23rd. Big thin zone to the downside here. There are some nodes, but this should be a pretty clean-cut swoosh lower. This would be a capitulation event. So, just keep your eye on that. We want to hold those levels. Not saying it's going to happen. Looking for that break. Things are going to get a little shaky. Now we also covered Microsoft, right? Let's just take a look, see at Microsoft. Microsoft is a gap down, so we have a gap and go here on Microsoft. It is gap below its point of control. That is leading bearish. Guys, you have a very nice opportunity to track a closing candle here below this 233.50 level. Just watch how Microsoft reacts. If it's a dip and rip like the Kenny crew is probably watching out for, then this trade is a failure. But if we have a nice closing candle near the end of the day where it looks more certain to close outside of this level, we'll be looking at 226, 83 target. And you'd want to get short in Microsoft. We're going to bring on Mark Sebastian. Marco!
Hey, what's up?
Hey. What's up, Mark?
Hey.
Mark, what's your pulse right now on Microsoft and the general market?
I think it's eventually got to go to 200 if the market's going to bottom out, and I think Apple's going to follow suit next week.
You're very bearish on Apple.
Both of them, yeah. Not because I don't think they're good companies to own long term. I just think the PE is stretched. You've heard Garrett talk about it. You've heard me talk about it. PEs are in a few companies are still stretched. These are the two most dangerous companies that. They're not the worst companies. They're the most dangerous companies because they're so widely held. Microsoft's going to, I think Microsoft is going to break down here, as it should, and Apple's going to follow suit. I set up a bearish trade in SPX yesterday overnight at 3:50 in the afternoon because I didn't want, hindsight 2020, if I'd have known Microsoft was going to rip, I'd have been really excited to set it up after the close. But I thought Microsoft was going to report right away bad earnings. Just took till the conference call for people to realize how bad they were. So, I think that today could be a day that sets up for the beginnings of Garrett's momentum shifts, because this is going to make some people wonder about the rest of tech earnings over the next couple of days. Amazon already has bad earnings priced in. You heard Garrett talk, and Google's a big stay away. Meta's a big stay away. About the only mega tech that I'm even remotely interested in buying right now is Amazon.
I know you love your Amazon.
I don't love Amazon. I don't. I am a local store buyer. But I think from a company perspective, like Lauren gets so mad at me because I don't order on Amazon. I drive to True Value. But
Why?
because I support local business. All right. And Amazon is the opposite of that. But
Mayor Mark.
Amazon, people we spent so much time bagging on Walmart in the 90s. At least Walmart had a presence there and hired. Amazon, all they do is take. They don't add any value to the community. At least Walmart, they were hiring, right? You might have gotten a worse job, but they were hiring, and Walmart promotes from within. Amazon doesn't do that. Amazon is an evil empire. But
Mark, you got some votes in chat.
I will buy it for $80.
You got some votes there.
All right, I'll buy it for $80. So, but I think when you look at the rest of the two, I think things are bad. And I set up a short trade expiring on January 31st at the 3,900 level on the S&Ps.
Okay. All right, Mark, thanks for the update. Can you give us an update on some big money flow? Because I know you've been tracking Nikola.
Yeah, they came back again for Nikola yesterday. They bought another 100,000 of these call spreads, Vaz.
What the heck?
You love it. Hey, you liked it at 27. You got to love it for a quarter. That would be a joke that we would say on the floor. Hey, you liked it. You liked it for 80. You got to love it for 70. That's what they did. They bought 100,000 of these. So they're building a pretty significant July position. I think they're looking for just kind of listening, Garrett. I think they're looking for an extended momentum shift in Q3, or not Q3, Q2.
Mark, this is a great chart.
Yep.
This is a great chart. Finally breaking out of its point of. I love my favorite charts and ones that have the charts that have the highest probability and that I put most of my money on is when you have a point of control on the top or bottom of the chart, because it's easier to track breakdowns and breakouts, right? And this has a gorgeous thin zone to the upside. I love the setup here. Mark, what are we looking at? What they're betting on $5 in July?
$5. Yeah, they're betting on a move by $5 in July.
Gorgeous. Hey, what about Melco?
Yeah, this is an interesting one. So this is a trader that started buying these calls around $10. Rolled them up. Finally, had one roll go bad. Sold 45,000 to close of the January 27, 14 calls. Rolled back a week. Bought the 14 calls expiring on February 3rd. Bought 30,000 instead of 40,000. So net, they're paying 11 cents to be long 30,000 of the 14 calls. And this trader has made so much money on the way up that they're playing with just a little bit of house money. I think that this is, this is going to potentially move higher. This is a trader that has a pretty good track record. And
nice.
They're rolling back
the track records. I love how Mark stalks the track records to know which traders to follow. And it sounds like in Profit Revolution, you're making some bucks. But I'm hearing a buck. What?